Okay, get this straightened up. Ciao everyone, I'm Romano, Italy, personification of the southern part of Italy. My younger brother is Venetiano, Italy. Everyone should know him, so they should know me. I'm here because Fratello told me that I'm supposed to answer a couple of questions before we make our way over to the World Meeting being hosted by America this year. So he chose the questions for me. I have no idea what they're going to be. So we'll just start from the bottom and work our way up. Get this over with so I can go back to tending to my garden. The first question is, why do I like tomatoes so much? I find that a very stupid question because it's like asking, why do you like to breathe? I just like tomatoes. Is that so hard to understand? They're very good. They're my favorite food. I can add them to other foods, pizza, pasta, what have you. Tomato salad with the cheese, the tomato slice on top, the vinaigrette. It's perfect. I just like tomatoes. I'm not going to go off and explain the whole history of why I like tomatoes. I just do. Alright, so that one is a check. What would you and Span live in a world where tomatoes didn't exist? Worded wrong? And if tomatoes did not exist in this world, one, I wouldn't know about it, because if they didn't exist, then I would have no knowledge of tomatoes. I probably would find something better to the me that lives in that universe, and just eat that. Heck, maybe I would eat cheese. But if tomatoes suddenly disappeared from this world, it's time to pick out the coffin because I'm not going to survive very long. Tomatoes have pretty much been my whole life. I grow them, I eat them. It's an endless cycle. Moving on. What is your life? What is my life? Or do you mean how is my life? My life is pretty consistent nowadays. I get up, I eat breakfast, I go out into the garden, I come back, I wash up because I'm always filthy from gardening. I have second breakfast. Then I go take a siesta. When I get up from the siesta, I might read for a little bit, make a light lunch, take other siesta. Get up, do some chores, laundry, vacuum. I like to keep a tidy house, even though my brother is completely disorganized and it bothers me to the depths of... We're not even going to go there. Sometimes I do wish that he would at least pick up a little bit of orderness from his stupid German friend. But apparently that's too much to ask for. So I clean the house. After I'm done cleaning, if I haven't started making dinner between then, I make dinner, I read some more, and then I go to bed. And then I start the day over. Sometimes Antonio comes over, either unannounced or 15 minutes away from my house. He comes over, usually it's lunchtime, I make him lunch, make me lunch. Sometimes he takes me out to the cafe, sometimes I go out to the cafe, sometimes I go to the library. It doesn't change that often, like I said. My life is pretty consistent. Next question. So, what's my favorite color? Well, again, I don't know how to go about explaining this, because this is something that I have thought about, but at the same time, I'm more drawn to red and green. There are two of the colors that I like to wear, I like to see in my house. Those are they complement each other. You know, they bring out the brightness in each other. So I think that they work well together, and those are my two favorite colors. So that's really all I have for you. My favorite animal. Probably a cat. You don't have to take them out for walks. They leave you alone if you don't want them to be around you. Sometimes they like to have more attention than you want to give them at the moment. Otherwise, they are helpful. You know, that whole thing about the dogs being man's best friend, cats can be too. There was a video I saw on YouTube where a cat protected a little baby from being attacked by a dog down the street. I'm not saying that dogs are completely inferior to cats. Their cats are just my favorite. Plus, it's just, I don't know, there's just something about the little ones. I like cats, okay? How do I feel about my fratello? He's my fratello. We butt heads a lot. He annoys me to no end. But he's my little baby brother. What can I do? I have to love him. I mean, family sometimes is all you got. He's the only last connection that I have to Grandpa Rome. More or less. So, I just care about him. Sometimes I wish that he would understand how much I care about him, and other times I wish that he would just leave me alone, or else I'm going to strangle him. Moving on. Alright, last question too. So, Romano, I've always wanted to ask you this. I thought that it's important that the world should know. How's your... The world does not need to know this. Because, well, it just doesn't. The world does not need to know anything about my personal life other than what I've already told you. That is it. Questions are over. I'll see you at the world meeting. Please, no more questions. Oh, tomato, buono, tomato, buono, tomato, buono, buono, tomato. Fratello!